Long tomorrow night, we will be on right after, but we'll play that by request. We'll play some local music from Atomic Witch and Nameless, play some classic metal, brand new stuff, and your requests. So it's a lot of fun. I was talking to Brian Matze, who is the producer for our Cleveland Guardians games, and he was like, hey, I'm digging the metal show. And I said, yes, thank you. It's a lot of fun. So tomorrow night will be the latest episode of that, 10 to midnight here on MMS. Anything you ever want to submit, whether it's your own band or just a band you dig, you can email to htm@wmms.com. Why do I still hear it? I'm not playing it anymore. Or am I? Oh, yeah. I don't know if when I have things with these new studios, when I have things all the way down, I can still hear them. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, sometimes I can.
Yeah, it's weird. I have to, turn it off instead of just potting it all the way down. Anywho, so either 10 o'clock tomorrow night or immediately after Guardians post game, if that game goes long, here on the Buzzard. No 2 hours to midnight next Saturday because I'm out of town all week. But we will have a show for you tomorrow night, and then we'll return on July the 15th. Comedian Roy Wood Jr. is going to join us shortly. Love seeing him. He is at Hilarities this weekend.
I'm going to be hosting the Saturday show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Found that out.
So we'll catch up with him. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio from out of Ohio, tell me where. Jonathan's in Memphis, Tennessee. Jordan listens in St. Louis. Charity is a bureau chief in Parachute, Colorado. Matthew's in El Paso. We have a lot of listeners in the great city of Houston, Texas. That's where your sister lives, yeah?
Yeah.
I can never remember if it's Houston or San Antonio. We
Houston.
have Austin and Trey and Mufasa, and we have a lot of people who listen in Houston. And that city currently is being racked by scandal. And not just any scandal. A massive Post Malone promotional cup heist. People go, how did Post Malone get so much money? Because he does collaborations with anyone who asks, right? Actually, I'm surprised I thought he would have more money. I was reading a thing. They said that Post Malone's net worth is $45 million. That sounded low to me. There's people I've never heard of who have like $80, $90 million net worths because they just do nonstop collabs.
He hasn't been out that long.
They're not making, long enough though. I mean, they've, these people aren't making tons of money on their actual music because that's real hard to do now.
Yep.
They make it on the collabs. So
collabs and tours. Yeah.
Collabs and tours. That's right. So anyway, Post Malone was doing a promotional campaign with Raising Cane's, the chicken finger joint.
Yeah.
I still have never been to Raising Cane's.
There's one outside Orange Theory, and there have been times where
where you go right after, just undo all your work.
Sometimes I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, I literally am leaving. I'm going to get Raising Cane, so I drive around the block so they don't see me leaving class. Then going to Orange Theory.
You go the long way.
I go all the way around.
He bangs on the service entrance. I don't want anybody seeing me.
I'm like, oh yeah, I just had a crazy hard workout. I'm like, can I get the 6-finger combo, please? Oh, you guys got coleslaw and a large drink, but no ice, though.
It's like when you're a kid hanging outside the party store asking an older dude to get you beer. Poundcake's like, hey, man, go give me some chicken fingers, will you?
I've been so embarrassed. I told my
Just
mom,
get it delivered to Orange Theory next time.
No.
6-piece chicken fingers for Cody. The whole class turns around. Not me. Must be another Cody in here. No, I haven't had Raising Cane's yet.
It's pretty decent.
Is it my understanding that they have one sauce? And it's supposed to be...
they have. I think they have multiple sauces, but they have their own specialty sauce.
They do have their own
people
sauce.
Like.
Because there's
it's
another
really salty.
There's another chain out by me called Slim Chickens, and so all these places are doing chicken. I'm like, I can't believe how are there that many chickens that these places can just nonstop. Anyway. So Raising Cane's, they've really blown up over the past few years. And what better way to keep yourself in the public consciousness with certain demographics than collaborating with Post Malone? And like I said, he does a lot of these. He did he had his own line of Crocs for people who cared about that. And so he made some money doing that. And he's got a collaboration with Raising Cane's that are going to be these Post Malone plastic cups that were going to be sent out. Well, somebody at one of the locations in Houston, Texas, robbed the Raising Cane's of all the Post Malone cups and is putting them on eBay. And they're trying to flip these cups. The limited supply of Post Malone cups. I don't even know if they're out. Houston sounds like a market. They probably roll them out early. I don't know if they've got them at the Raising Cane's in Northeast Ohio.
The pre-release of the Post Malone cups.
Yeah, the pre-post.
The pre-Post Malone.
That's right. So this particular Raising Cane's location filed a police report and said that almost 300 cups had been stolen with an estimated worth of about $6,000. And so now they're trying to track down these cups. A couple of them they found on eBay. But boy, if you can flip those cups, if you can charge people more than what they're worth,
And it's all profit.
that's all. It's a nice little payday
when they're
for you.
stolen, it's
Yep.
all profit.
That's right.
Even if they're going for $5.
So remember that, kids. If they're stolen, it's pure profit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if I remember he was on Jimmy Fallon and people were laughing because he said that Olive Garden was his favorite restaurant. I don't know if they ever did an official thing with him. But, he's a family man. He's married. He's got a kid. He already has his own personal brand of wine. And so that's got to be a nice
Port
thing.
Malone.
Bill Squire at Hilarities this weekend.
Just Saturday.
Bill Squire at Hilarities tomorrow night. Both shows?
Both shows.
Both shows. Was that 7:30 and 9? 7 and 9:30?
7 and 9:45.
7 and 9:45. All right. Is he bringing his own middle or what's happening there?
Who was? Let me see the name. Get some insider info. It is Chastity Washington is the feature.
All right.
Inside sources.
Quality. So they're in Houston, Texas. They are contending with, it's a town. H-Town's got its share of issues with law enforcement. And just to throw onto the pile, the Post Malone heist. Our friends in the Insane Clown Posse are both making news for different things. Isn't The Gathering coming up? We talk about that
August,
every.
I
Huh?
think.
Is it in August? I thought it was like in a couple of weeks.
It might be. I don't know. I don't have my ear to the ground when it comes to The Gathering.
Gathering
I
of the
should.
Juggalos 2023 is July. It's next week.
Okay.
It's
Well,
the
there you go.
5th through the 8th. Out in Thornville,
You're gonna
Legend
miss it
Valley.
you're gonna be in Vegas.
I'm gonna be in Vegas. God, I'm missing He Is Legend. Great band we're gonna play for in the metal show tomorrow night. They're doing the Winchester next week. I'm missing I don't know. I'm missing The Gathering. But I'll tell you what, I have an unbroken record of missing The Gathering. And so
Same.
I've got that going for me. But Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope, tripping as always.
Juggalos be trippin', yo.
They do be tripping. Shaggy 2 Dope going to be coming back to Northeast Ohio this fall. He's doing a thing at the Foundry on October the 6th. Violent J has got a reality show because his girlfriend, I thought maybe he's recently divorced because I thought Violent J was like a married dude with kids or whatever. And maybe at one point he was. But then he lost all that weight. And you know what that means. You start looking around and you go, I might be Violent J, but I ain't Chubby J anymore. He's got a reality show because his girlfriend is 21 years younger than he is. He's 51. Simply no way to know how old that makes her. But again, it's not like she's 21. She's 21 years younger than him, which makes her 30. Is my math correct on that? Does that make her 30 if she's 21 years younger than him and he's 51?
I think you nailed it.
So he's 51 because I just turned 52 last week. So he's around my age. So if he's 51 And she's 21 years his junior. So 51, carry the 6, minus 51, and then that would make her 30 years old, I believe. So it's not like it's controversial that he's dating a teenager. Oh, there it is in the headline, his new 30-year-old girlfriend.
Hey,
Well, it
math.
did the math for me, and I didn't even cheat. Oh, that's great. The show is called Love, Don't Judge.
On Twitter, someone just submitted a new Post Malone wine that I think is better than Port Malone.
Mm-hmm.
Post Merlone.
They're
Good
both
job,
great.
Jamie.
Hey,
That was
Port
it.
Malone is great,
Yeah.
and what was it?
Post Merlone.
Merlone. They're all, those are both great. Love, Don't Judge is the new reality show. Now, granted, he, I'm sure he met her at the gathering or something. She's kind of got that look. She's probably not a Fortune 500 CEO or anything like that,
Yeah,
but
she might be.
she might be.
The juggalos come in all types.
They really do. They be tripping, but they come in all
Juggalos
types.
be trippin', yo.
He met her online as a fan. It says, I was on Instagram flipping through, he said, and every time I'd see a hottie, I'd hit follow. This sounds like he got divorced.
Yeah.
Or he's just
Why
very,
he
very,
got divorced.
very, very open about the fact that he's. And she was one of my top 2 favorite hotties, he said. He eventually slid into her DMs. I'll tell you what, if you're a fan and then the guy, but that's a weird line to walk too, because on the one hand, you kind of want to maintain some mystique, because there's no quicker way to get taken off of your pedestal than for somebody to get to know you. That will take
And
you off your
not like
pedestal
you, yeah.
really, really quickly. And so this girl's like, I love the Insane Clown Posse, blah, blah, blah. And then Violent J hits you up, and she's like, oh, my God, there's going to be that initial heat. But then the more you get into it and the more you familiarize yourself with each other, I mean, he's always going to have there's always going to be, he's doing what he's doing, and she'll see him perform on stage, and that's always hot. But the more you know someone, the more that shine kind of comes off the situation.
And the Cubs scored again, 7-0.
All right. There you go. Eventually, he slid into her DMs. One thing led to another. He said, I just put my claim on it. I said, this is my new real estate, and I'm moving the F in. All right. Well, that's how he operates. It says they faced backlash for their 21-year-old age gap. But again, it would be different if she was 21. She's 30.
She's 30 years old. Yeah.
30, right.
You're going to face backlash no matter what.
She said the first time she saw him in his juggalo makeup, it was a little weird for her. I prefer him without the face paint, she said.
Juggalos be trippin', yo.
Wait, so she is a fan, but she didn't see him in his face paint first?
I'm confused by that,
Yeah, I
too.
don't know
I don't
about
know. She has become well known for her unconventional taste in partners. She was in a relationship with a 70s child star named Mason Reese. Anybody remember Mason Reese?
Do not.
Mason Reese, if you Google him, is a very strange-looking person. He was in commercials as a kid. He was like this chubby, long-haired ginger, and he would do like cereal commercials. And just Google Mason Reese and see him all grown up. I don't know if he's got some kind of condition. He does look like that, but she dated him for a while. And she said she was on a quest to find a guy over 50 because she just likes how they look. And she also dated the Bagel Boss guy. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
The tiny guy that was
Little
screaming
guy,
at
yeah.
people? Yeah, in New York for a while. So the Gathering of the Juggalos is next week. It's the 5th through the 8th out there in Thornville, which I think is east of Columbus. And if you're going,
Juggalos be trippin', yo.
maybe you'll run into who could eventually become Mrs. Violent J. I don't know.
9-0 Cubs.
What?
Yeah.
Are the Guardians just watching,
I don't know what they're doing. They're doing bad.
9-0?
I don't want to date anybody who dated Mason Reese.
Yeah, but why do you? I just never cared what people did before me. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
I don't know.
If they like you now, like, I don't really have a type.
I don't want to be in the
And
same
anytime I
pool as
thought I
that.
did, I'd end up dating somebody that looked nothing what I thought like my type would be. So if they like you then, I mean, clearly she also seems to be dating people who are like known for something. Like, I don't think anybody was like, ooh, that Bagel Boss guy seems like a really level-headed dude. That guy seems like really good relationship material. But if she likes you now, who cares? So he's out there with ICP. I think Alien Ant Farm is one of their big marquee headliners. And then ICP is going to do the Blue Ridge Rock Festival in Virginia. They don't do, with the Gathering, they don't have to go out and do a whole lot of other kinds of shows. But every so often, I think something will hit them the right way and they'll go do it. But here's what else you have to think. He said, hey, this chick was one of my top 2 hotties. Imagine the other top hottie who didn't get a DM from Violent J. How does she feel in the midst of all this? She's looking at this going, what the? I wanted to be the one who was getting picked. Did you Google Mason Reese?
Are you talking to me?
Anyone? Did he?
I did. That's why I said I don't want to
Yeah.
date anybody. I looked at him and he just. Ugh. Like,
Well,
if that-
he's a very
like,
strange.
If that's her type, then I'm like, damn, do I look like that? to
Well,
other
no, that's why
people?
I'm saying I don't think it's a physical type, but
She's like, he was nice. I'm like, yeah, but you saw that naked and you got turned on by that. So
Mhm.
I don't know. That is something I know it's not right because I'm sure the people I've been with, they probably tell their significant other like, oh yeah, I was with Poundcake, and they're probably like, okay, I don't want to date you anymore.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm well aware of that, but I'm not that guy, so I don't care. People may do it for me, but I don't care. I'm not that guy. Ugh.
Yeah, so Violent J was married, and he has 2 children with ex-wife Michelle Sugar Slam Rapp. So there you go. Yeah, because I would think you'd have to be a fan of that band, because if you're going to be hanging around, and no disrespect to juggalos, but that can get to be a really, really wild scene. Even if the guys in the band aren't doing the stuff, the crowd is doing all kinds of crap.
For sure.
And the guys in ICP are like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we don't really mess around with anymore. We're just kind of doing our thing, and everybody's welcome, and blah, blah, blah.
Juggalos be trippin', yo.
But those juggalos and juggalettes, they be tripping. Yo. But if anybody can find happiness, why not them? I don't know if Shaggy 2 Dope is married. There's just some juggalos that can get me hip to that. Or if any of these guys have slid into your DMs before. I don't know. But it's something to consider. Oh, Shaggy 2 Dope is married. Got a couple of kids. My dad's in the Insane Clown Posse. They were an answer on Jeopardy the other night. There was a musical category, and I didn't think any of these people were going to get it. It was the same episode where there was a Cleveland Browns question, and there happened to be a contestant from Pittsburgh, and he was the only one who got it. The answer was something about the Cleveland Browns have this canine-themed fan base.
And people didn't get the dog pound?
Nope. No, because if they're like a claims adjuster from California, he's not going to know what the Cleveland Browns fans are called. The dude from Pittsburgh knew, and that's probably the only reason he knew. And he also knew the Insane Clown Posse, where the other 2 people had no idea what was going on. And so therein lies the genius of that show. Because you want no one to get it so that the host has to go, that's the Insane Clown Posse. Next. Have they ever figured out about the magnets? I don't know that they ever have figured out about the magnets.
They don't want to know about the man.
They don't. Well, it sounds like they want to know. It's almost a rhetorical question.
The second, if you listen to the whole song, they don't want to know.
Water, fire, air, and dirt. fucking magnets. How do they work?
Alan, are you off all week pre-gaming for the gathering? No, I know. I'm going to miss it. Gonna miss it. I've got to take a break. Roy Wood Jr. is going to join us shortly. He's around the corner at Hilarities all weekend. Shows with Bill Squire tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. If they're not sold out, you can go to Pickwick and Frolic